How to mitigate any privacy-related risks associated with taking your laptop for repair. Either my fan or my battery on my refurbished laptop is malfunctioning and it frequently overheats and shuts itself down. I wasn't able to determine the culprit and thought it best to show my laptop to an expert. I also have an active warranty that lets me replace any malfunctional parts for free, so that's another reason for not buying my own hardware and trying and erring my way through. However, I'm somewhat paranoid about the fact that I have all sorts of sensitive information lying about on my laptop. Even if I could clear the cookies/passwords for my browser, some sensitive information, credit card details, a host of passwords, and whatnot, that I foolishly left off on some notes, will probably remain. What is more, clearing the said cookies is a troublesome process that I'd rather avoid, if I possibly can. The guy who runs the local repair shop tends to ask for an admin password, which I'm loath to give, but have to relent nonetheless. Presuming that I will take my laptop to the repair shop, what is the best possible way to protect all the sensitive information under such circumstances?
Unless your hard drive is encrypted, Linux tools can be used to blank any local Windows password. Put a second hard drive in, removing the first, and don't put anything sensitive on it in the first place. Leave the password blank or password, and bring it in for repair. If your data is that sensitive, surely it is worth the cost of a second hard drive. Another option, place all your sensitive data in an encrypted volume and don't save the password or hand it out. However, changing the location of files per program to the encrypted volume would take more effort than the other options. Also, you can clone the original HDD to a new hard drive and wipe and reload the original one. If you want to keep the original hard drive in the machine,
the easiest way is to remove the hard drive before taking it in for repair. Presumably the technician can use a USB disk to diagnose the problems. Alternatively, and not ideally, watch over the tech's shoulder as he does the repair.
Physical access to a system is the trump card of security. Passwords can be bypassed, locks broken, data copied, software installed. The list of threats is impressively long. But you may have no choice but to find a way to minimize your risk if you need your system serviced. Here are some options. 1. Request a remote troubleshooting session. While this won't allow the repair shop to troubleshoot all possible computer problems, an experienced technician can discover a lot about a system's health without physical access to the PC. In a remote session, it's normal that the customer participate and watch the tech's every move. Most remote access programs are explicit about files being transferred to from the system, granting you further oversight. If at any point you don't feel comfortable with what you see, you can kill the network connection, ending the session. 2. Remove the hard disk. Since the problem you're experiencing may be strictly hardware related, you could take the machine in without its hard disk. If you're not comfortable doing this yourself, have the technician do it while you watch when you drop the PC off. Explain to the tech that you have confidential data and that if he needs a running OS, you'll gladly pay for the extra time it will take to install a temporary drive and an OS on it. A good repair shop will have access to a spare hard disk and installation media for all major operating systems, making this a reasonable request. Be prepared for the possibility your problem is caused by something unique to your installation of Windows. In this case, proper diagnosis will require your instance of Windows to be present for troubleshooting, reducing the suitability of this strategy. 3. Encrypt the sensitive data on the machine. There are a number of good tools available for encrypting files, folders, or entire volumes. If you know specifically what data needs protection, this is a good option. If you go the route of encrypting select files or folders, it's critical that you scrub the free space on your disk after encrypting the data. In most cases, when a file is encrypted, a new, encrypted file is written to disk, then the unencrypted file is deleted. This leaves the original file vulnerable to data undelete utilities. A tool like sysinternals delete can be used to prevent such recovery programs from finding any unencrypted data. This option is best if you know the location of all data that needs protection. As stated in the op, and as is generally true for many systems, it can be hard to secure everything. Full volume encryption is perfect for in this case, but if the repair shop needs access to your specific instance of Windows to properly troubleshoot the problem, you'll end up needing to grant the technician access to the unlocked disk volume, defeating the encryption altogether. 4. Take the machine to someone you trust. Given the drawbacks to some of the above options, this may be a necessary strategy. The very fact you need outside help to maintain your system suggests you will eventually end up with a problem that requires your service technician to come in contact with your sensitive information. Should that day come, it would be handy to have someone you know that has a professional work ethic and can be trusted with other people's personal details, trusted to access the least data required to perform the repair, glance past personal information, forget quickly, and get the job done. It can be done. I do it every day. Ask around. Technicians with a reputation of trust receive personal recommendations from people with their own secrets that must be kept. Many people in positions with access to sensitive information have to rely on someone else to service their computers, especially at home. You may know such people.
You can use tools like Acronis True Image to create a complete backup of your HDD. The backup should be placed, for example, on the another HDD. Then, you can reset your laptop to the initial state or reinstall OS. Also, you can use some tools to completely delete any information from your HDD, because if the file was just simply deleted, it can be recovered. When you get your laptop back, you just restore the previous state of your HDD from backup. And keep in mind that anybody else who can access to your HDD can do that cloning too. And if you do not see any signs that your data was hacked, for example, wipe password, that does not mean that your data was not cloned and then hacked.
If you want to support the channel, please consider liking and subscribing.